Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 4. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and I also do reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So, the ladies, they are still at Lisa's I'm trying to clear my name luncheon that she had set up that didn't go the way she thought it was going to go because the girls have even more, questions and she has no answers. No matter of fact, she said it's none of their business. So I'm like, you brought these ladies here and you went out to Kinko's and got the biggest poster board that they could find and the biggest font that could fit on there to where it's legible, but it still proves a point and it's big. With Lisa denies, then we're going to get the bigger font that says dismiss. Display these around here, trickling a few pictures of you and John on yachts, you and John drinking champagne, you and John on the slopes. And when we ask you questions, you say that's none of your business. If this is none of our business, then why are we here? If this is none of our business, then why did you go to Kinko's and get all this stuff going on? Like, I'm trying to figure out, but, this is when Lisa is like, to get, all the heat off of me, even though I brought everybody here for this luncheon, I'm going to focus on throwing the heat on Angie. Like, you only own 1.5% of your salon, and she was like, no, I own several, and I also have franchises. See, the difference between me and you is, you do french fries, I do franchises, we are not the same. And I'm like, ooh, that is true because y'all know, or maybe some of y'all don't know, Lisa, she is not fond of the fruits or the vegetables. She don't want to go to Europe because it's too fresh over there. She's all about going to a Wendy's. She's all about going to the nearest Sonic. She's all about getting a 32-ounce soda. Fruit and vegetables, we don't do fruits and vegetables over here. Fries and shakes, yes. Now me, I like fruits and vegetables, fries and shakes, but hey. But I was cracking up with the commentary that was going on the side because Mary, she's like, French fries. And Heather was like, she said, you have French fries, I have French fry franchises. We are not the same. And Mary's like, ooh, that was good. And I'm like, it's sometimes the commentary that's going on the side is a lot better than what's going on at the main event. But like Mary, she always brings us the little cackle with her little side commentaries. But I was just cracking up. But like, I guess Lisa was like, I am not winning yet again, and I cannot be getting piled up on the war, so I'm going to go around and I'm going to apologize to the ladies. Now, Heather, I really appreciate you. Now, I'm paraphrasing because I did not write down anything that Willis had to say, so we paraphrasing with the apologies. Heather, you are the best thing since sliced bread. I really appreciate your friendship. Even though in season 1, I told everybody who would listen that you was a good time girl, and I ain't really know you like that. But we have come so far. It's in our friendship. Meredith, girl, we go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. You are my everything. Mary, girl, I appreciate you. You are the best thing since sliced bread as well. You were like the best thing since sliced bread, raisin bread, sliced bread. Yes. Even though I did bring Cameron over here to throw some mud on you, you were the best thing. But y'all know, this is the moment that Heather has been waiting for in all of her existence of life since college. I know that's 2 different things, but roll with me. For Lisa to accept her and say, you are appreciated. Heather, her life's mission is done now. Lisa says, I appreciate you as my friend. All the hard work and I'm going to alienate you as my friend because my focus is on being Lisa's friend, and it has paid off. Even in this actual meeting, I was letting everybody know, y'all was all talking about Lisa, but not I. Even though Meredith and Brittany, it was like, they was defending her, but it was only Heather that really did the defending of Lisa. So Heather, she is so happy right now that Lisa has accepted her as the true friend that she is. We have Mary and her cousin. They're going to her church. I guess they've been out of the building for like a year or two because they have some renovations going on. And Mary wants to see, okay, what is the progress? Okay, that up there, that those colors do not match. I need you to have the same paint color over there. There is a nail in one of the pews. That's not safe. I'm not trying to get sued. So they just going over some of the things that they got going on. They discuss Robert Jr. and him having substance abuse issues and how she's dealing with it, and now she knows that he has some substance abuse issues. She knows how to handle it a little bit more, but it's like it's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, like I know this is going to sound harsh, but like as long as Robert Jr. is still living in Mary's house, and I'm assuming he is still under one of her credit cards that's just in his name, or he has access to the credit card or access to a bank account, I don't think he's going to be able to overcome his addiction, because like I got a house to stay in, I got money, I don't have to worry about things, I don't have to go out here, do all kind of extra stuff to support my habit. Now maybe he does, I don't know, but like maybe if you don't, you got to get up out of my house until you can get yourself together. I know that's harsh, but like long as he has a place to stay and has access to Mary's money, I don't know if he's going to do better. But that's probably a hard situation to find herself in. Then they discussed her mom and how her mom thought she was going to take over the church and all the businesses that the grandmother had. And I guess she had it in her mind that she was going to marry, Robert Sr., but the grandma had other plans. I still think this is weird that the grandma was like, hey, young Mary, when I'm no longer here, I want you to get with your step granddaddy over here and marry him and take over the church. Like, I couldn't have done it. I'm sorry. I love my grandmas down, all of my grandmas, but that's something I could not do. One of the craziest things my grandma wanted me to do was she wanted us to travel around the United States going to different churches. How we was going to afford this lifestyle, I don't know. But that was her goal. How was we going to travel? I guess Greyhound, because my grandma, she don't do planes. Now, I was with her on the not doing planes things because, like, I didn't start flying until, like, 2017. And now I will hop on a plane in a minute instead of doing a road trip. But we not talking about, yes, we are talking about my grandma, but we're not talking about that. I'm off the topic. But, like, that's the craziest thing my grandma asked me to do was go around the country going to different churches. And not, I want you to marry my man. Yeah. But, like, I had forgot, like, all the issues that Mary had with her mama after, like, Mary took over the church. And the mama showed up with her own crew ready to take over. And they was like, no, man, we finna call the whole authorities on you. But, like, this was a very... Oh, and Mary's mother had passed away. So I'm like, she's probably having, like, dealing with that, dealing with Robert Jr. and his substance abuse issues, and like Mary, she is on camera and just y'all know Mary in the beginning, she was just there. Like, I'm not going to confide in anybody of what I got going on in my life. I'm gonna make a few comments about what y'all doing, and I'm gonna keep it hush. But she is like being very vulnerable and very open. And even though this was a serious and sensitive subject, all I could just do was look at her wig, and I'm like, I think that wig need to be pulled down a little bit. Now, y'all, I cannot talk because my hair did not turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. Like, side note. This ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know what's going on with my hair. My hair is like basically bone straight now. This is the result of just putting some flexi rods in. I don't know what happened, but this is where I'm at this issue. So I mean, I know I'm on here with a doggone baby Yoda shirt on and talking about Mary's wig, and how dare I with the way I'm looking. I know I was just looking at her wig and I was like, I need you to pull it down just a little bit because it looked like This was like Mary's real hair right here, and the wig was just this back, just a teeny bit. And I was like, ugh. I wish somebody told her to just like pull it down just a little bit. Like, cousin, I needed you when y'all was over to ride over there. Just like before we start filming and get makeup, like, Mary, I need you to pull your wig down just a little bit. That's all I want. Heather goes to Angie's salon, and I guess to get not really a perm, but Angie is practicing on Heather's head. And then my first thought was, girl, if you ain't did this in 30 years, because her license has lapsed. She's just been running the store. She hasn't been, working on clients, but she's like, I need to freshen up on my skills. And then I remember back in the day, after I stopped getting relaxers and when I was still putting heat on my hair, I used to go to the hair school that was by my house. And I'm telling you, for $10, I got my hair washed, blow dried, and flat ironed. So you couldn't tell me that. And I was like, yes, I can get a little style for the cheap. But then I was like, yeah, that was me back in the day before I started flat ironing my hair. But that was, I ain't put heat on my hair since, 2012? Yeah, this is not about me. But yeah, Angie was like, Lisa sent one of her assistants up here asking for her son's product line. So I had to go down in the basement and get that dusty stuff since ain't nobody been buying it. I'm like, ooh. Lisa's going to get you for that. I just want you to know. And I guess she knows too, because this is what Lisa does. And then Lisa Venmo'd her $600 talking about I can send my cleaners over there too since your salon is dusty. But Angie, she got to hit her with well, maybe you should have sent that $600 to the people you actually own. And my salon isn't dusty. The only thing that's in here was your son's products because they haven't sold in 2 years. I was like, ooh. Then Lisa texted her about you going on vacation and using credit cards that you can't afford to use or you shouldn't have used. I'm like, why are you clocking her money? You should, like Angie said, you should be, focus on the money that you owe other people and not how she's spending her money. Because the way it looks like, I don't know, Angie was saying how the text made it seem like she was using somebody else's credit card to go on these trips. But I took it as like you was using a credit card you shouldn't have been using. Like, you almost out of this money and you out here going on vacations and whatnot and you can't afford to do that. But I'm like, Lisa, you allegedly, had some other man paying for renovations, paying for cars, paying for cosmetic surgery. I don't know what it was exactly, but somebody else other than John, you was using their money. So maybe we should be talking about how people are using their money if you don't want them to bring that up to you. I'm just saying. I don't think Brittany wants to salvage the relationship she has with her daughters. I'm just going to say that. That's how this period, what I'm seeing on the screen, it doesn't seem like she wants to repair their issues. Y'all know. Well, Brittany and Whitney, they meet up. They go to a nursery to look for plants. Yeah, I would like to have some plants, but I know I would not do right by no plants. I already know that. Like, there is not too much in my apartment that I live now. Not too many, like, places where the sun comes in nice and brightly. So I'm like, I just don't want to get a plant and it's just sitting over there just struggling. But like some of those plants there look really, really nice. Once I get a different place, I do want to get me some plants up in here. Plants are supposed to be good for you. I don't know. I heard that somewhere. My grandma used to have an entire room with just plants. And she kept them bad boys alive for years. My daddy had a plant that was older than me. But, like, it rained too much one year, and that pole thing just was like, I done been here for 35 years, I can't go no more, and the pole plant went on. And the poor plant died. But anyway, back to the situation we were talking about, Brittany. Y'all know Brittany has in the past stated, ooh, I'm supposed to be looking over here. I'm sorry, y'all. That she has put her relationship with men over her children. Now, I'm going to kind of defend Brittany on this because it seems like that's part of the religion that, like, you need to be married and have a man in order for you to go to heaven. If you're not married, then you're not going. So that has been instilled with her. And now that has caused her to neglect her children. So I'm like, who was taking care of the kids while she was out here chasing after men? These are the questions I want to know, and I don't remember her saying that. But anyways, and her wanting to get married to Jared is again putting the man in front of her kids. But then again, it's like this was ingrained in her since she was little. And the fact is, like, Whitney was like, well, don't you think you should at least try? And she was like, that's a lot to ask for. Like, your daughter want you to focus on her and her alone when you have not done that seemingly, like, the majority of her life. You going without a man for just a little while to focus on your relationship with your children, that's asking a lot. Especially with somebody like Jared. Because it seems like Jared is the man of the streets. Like, everybody be trying to get with Jared, or Jared's trying to get with everybody. Y'all be together for 5 minutes and y'all so in love. Y'all all on social media talking about the love that y'all have for each other. And then 2 days later, y'all done broke up. It's like, I'm frustrated with her decisions, but then it's like, that was ingrained in her so much that it's hard for her to break from that. But, like, I just feel sorry for the kids. It's like, your mama decided, I don't even want to salvage a relationship with you because I want to be with this man because this is what I have been taught to do. Y'all, these scenes with Brahman and her mom are so hard to watch because it's like, it seemed like her mom is doing everything in her power to make her feel as small as this. So they get to discussing parenting styles. It's seeming like the mama, she don't really approve of Gwen's boyfriend living with him, which I'm here for. Like, I'm not gonna judge you. That's your choice. That's your child. That's your house. That's your bills. Everything else. Me personally, I would not have my child's boyfriend or girlfriend staying in my house. No, that's just not gonna happen. You can stay here because it's hard out here in these streets. Rent doggone $1,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Groceries going up. Family Dollar is no longer $1. It's $1.50, $1.25. Side note: I used to go to the Family Dollar to get my instant cappuccino by Folgers. It used to be $4.50. Okay, cool. That's not bad. Then next thing you know, it's almost $7. Like, what? And now Walmart nor Family Dollar sells my cappuccino, the French vanilla cappuccino. I can't find that anywhere, so I have to switch to the latte. I know y'all not here for me to rant about what's going on, but I'm just talking about something. It's expensive out here in these streets. Like, all the times when I was little, when I could just throw anything in the cart and my mom would just buy it for me, I wish I could go back to those days. I wish I could go back to the days where I didn't have to worry about bills, but I got to worry about rent, electricity, water, groceries, how I'm going to get around. I need to buy some clothes, cleaning products. It's a lot. So I can understand why you would want your child to stay home. Okay, you stay home, go to school, get a job, but be putting some money back out for when you are ready to move out. You have you a nice little cushion. I don't know who it was I was watching, but their child was still living at home after 18. It's like, what we're going to do is you're going to pay rent. Portion of your check is going to go to rent and electricity, so you can know how to manage bills. And once that child was ready to move out, all the money for the rent and bills had been saved up and given to them for when they moved out. I think that's a good option. But anyways, where am I at? Oh yeah, she doesn't believe in like having open communication with your kids. It's basically like, you do what I say to do and that's it. But Brown was like, yes, that was your way, and I ended up still getting pregnant. You told me not to have sex before marriage. The school told me not to have sex before marriage. The church told me not to have sex before marriage. But guess what? I was having sex before marriage, and I got pregnant. Now, here's a little side note. I think there's more of the embarrassment of it all and what people were going to say about them in their parenting and how they're going to be looked upon that she didn't have a child out of wedlock. Side note, I do that a lot for y'all to do. neighbors for mine from years ago, their only daughter got pregnant, and they was like, "You can stay home. This baby can stay here too, but we will not be raising this baby. If you need to go somewhere, you're gonna have to find somebody to babysit for you. The baby crying and you need to go do something, you pick that baby up and you take that baby with you." They love their grandbaby down, but they said this is your baby and your baby alone. But anyway, it's like her mom was like, "You got pregnant before marriage. You're not going to enjoy this pregnancy at all. Baby shower, what's that? We're not going to do that. We're going to make you feel shamed about having this baby." And then it's so far as to like, they went out shopping and the woman was like, the mama was like, "Yeah, I'm here to get a present for my granddaughter." And it's like, "Bro, when you they ain't call her by name." She's like, "No, that's for my sister." Like, I'm going to, because like, I think two of her sisters were pregnant at the same time as her. While you're with me shopping, I'm going to buy some gifts for that grandbaby because they are married. I'm not getting nothing for you because you're not married at all. We're not going to do that. I'm like, okay. And I don't know if they cut out some situations what was going on, because the mama was like, Brahman dropping wind off of them for them to babysit her. She made it seem like Brahma was out here going clubbing. Brahma was like, "I was going to work." And she was like, "Well, what if we wasn't here?" She'd been in foster care. She was like, "Don't say that. Like, if I needed to, I would have got 2 jobs." Like, I was confused. And I didn't understand what she's saying, how she's going to end up with, like, going into foster care. If y'all, like, I'm telling y'all, I had to rewound that, like, 8 times to see where did I miss something there. Because, like, how do we go from her dropping Gwen off while she's at work to Gwen could have been ended up in foster care? And, like, another thing that wasn't making sense to me, she was like, "Just because I don't tell you you're wonderful doesn't mean you're wonderful." And then, like, in the next sentence, like, "Just be careful that you think you're so wonderful and you're too good." And I was like, I was trying to figure out what she meant by what she was saying. And if y'all understood or caught what she was saying, can y'all please put it in the comment section below? Because I was so confused. Like, maybe I missed something while I was doing my notes. So I rewound several times, and I was still trying to figure out what is she talking about? What is she saying here? And it was like the more and more she talked, the littler and littler. I don't think that's a word, but we gonna go with it. It seemed like Bronwyn felt, and I'm like, oh my goodness! I was like, I'm guessing this is why Brown will be taking out her frustrations on everybody else. It's like her mama done doggone and just steady beating her down to like, now, like, you say something to me, I can't do that to my mama, so I'm gonna take out my frustrations on you. But I'm like, ma'am, she got pregnant when she was 19, but she made something herself even before she got with Ty. So it wasn't like she was still to this day depending on y'all. Like, she made something herself and got her a successful man whose house that you were living in. Your husband's expenses are being paid by the man she's living with, and you was just sitting here dogging your daughter out like that. I did not like that scene. Angie is like, the gloves are off. Lisa, if you want to go backwards, we can go backwards. So she decides she gonna meet up with Meredith and be like, "Hey girl, hey, how you doing? I know me and Lisa, she did this whole speech about how she appreciates friendships and A, B, C, and D. But let me tell you something here. When me and you was not cool, she told me to look into the background of the people in your life. Told me names, how to spell the names, how to Google what they got going on in their situation. So I just want to let you know that your friend ain't really your friend, which we got that a few seasons ago when Lisa was on that hot mic. And even though it seems like Meredith has forgiven her, she is not forgotten. And she not really believing Angie, but I'm like, this seems like something Lisa would do. I mean, it could be, Angie could be wrong. Or Angie could just be making things up. But didn't Lisa just last episode that she said she's gonna like dig into some people's background and then make a whole website about it? This is Lisa's MO. And it could be that even though this is Lisa's MO, Annie's gonna use this as an excuse to, put a wedge between Meredith and Lisa's friendship. Cause she can see that y'all cool, but y'all not cool because what she said a few years ago on that hot mic. So I'm gonna be okay. You come up for my business. You saying all these things about me. Okay, two can play that game. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means leave a comment below. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and share this with your people and they people, and come over here and be one of my peoples. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.